Alright, hello and welcome everyone. I will jump in this Swiss queue. This is Bill. I am going to jump into my first Shadows over Innistrad draft. It is also my first ever recorded draft. I decided to jump into a Swiss draft this time just so you guys get the full 3 rounds of me and get to know me, how I draft, how I play a little better, being as how this is my first recorded video. I guess a little bit about me while I'm waiting for the queue to start here. I will let you know, I've been playing Magic for a long time, on and off since 1994, so good 20 years of Magic, on and off, a whole lot of time as a casual player. I have been competitive for a few years, on and off. Again, family and kids is why I am not continuously a high-level competitive Magic player. I have day 2'd a couple GPs. I generally only play GP Detroit when it comes around anymore. Travel is difficult with the family, that sort of thing. Have not played a ton of Magic Online, so my collection on Magic Online is nowhere near as great as my paper Magic collection, but I figure you can draft anywhere with any collection. So I will go over my thought processes, any constructive criticism you guys have, anything about my settings currently as I am just starting recording, I will take a look at, see what I can do, try to provide the best experience for you that I can. I will, like I said, go over all my plays. If you guys think I did anything neat, that would be great to point it out to me. If you think that there's anything I can improve on, which I'm sure there is, and I'm sure you will help me find, I have no problem with that. So whether you're a newer player or an experienced player, I would love any feedback you have for me. One more here, and it looks like we will be ready to fire. Guess might take a second to get that last one. Lakebound Ravager is my name. Oh, there we go. And here we are. Looks like the event's about to start. The first thing we'll look at when this pack comes up here. Let's see if we can't resize it. We'll just full screen this guy here. The rare is always a good place to start, but whether or not it's a slam dunk pick, you want to look at the rest of the pack. You want to see what you are passing to everyone. It looks like I got 2 rares here. Scourge Wolf is double red, and red's not exactly the best Delirium color. I don't think I'm going to start there. Hanaware Militia Captain might be a good place to start. He is a 2/2. The other side of him is pretty great. He's great on curve. It's between him and Deadweight as I look at this pack to me. Both white and black are great colors. I think that I would rather take the 2/2 body with more potential upside to just dominate the game here than the Deadweight, although Deadweight is a fantastic card. So let's go ahead and take the Deadweight, or the Militia Captain, and see where we are at. Harvest Hand is a possibility. It transforms into an equipment. That is okay. It's a 2/2 for 3. It's a good curve filler, but I think there's a couple of good red cards. Militant Inquisitor wouldn't be an awful pick because it's a 2/3 for 3. To stay in white, Harvest Hand would also, like I said, leave us open. But Storm Rider Spirit might be the best card in this pack. Let's not be married to white. Let's see what we can do with Storm Rider Spirit. Alright, looks like whoever was before us is having a tough time making a decision. What do we got coming in here? Oh man. Well, there's a few good cards here. Pale Riders, a real aggressive start, and a Madness Enabler. Stallions, pretty good in the Delirium decks, but Dauntless Cassar is a great white common. It might be the best white common in the set, and it being here third pick can keep us in white, a color we've already pick one, pack one, so I have no problem. Ooh, there's a Voldaren Duelist, but I don't really want to pick up a third color. Somebody's going to be happy in red seeing that late, so let's grab this Dauntless Cathar and move on. Like I said, that Voldaren Duelist is a very good card, but I like Cathar a lot as well. Alright, I think white is looking like our right colors, though blue could be pretty good as well. Pour Over the Pages is a pretty solid card, but the Vessel is a very good card. Flyers are always fun. It just two bodies is great with a lot of the pump effects that white gets, like say Ethereal Guidance if I end up getting just a ton of tokens. It's an enchantment that goes to the graveyard for Delirium. It does a lot of things for you. Twins is also a very good card if you're going Madness style, but I don't think we are there, so let's go with Vessel. Gotta remember how to do all these fun things on Moto. Pick 5. Well, this guy's not fantastic. I'm not a huge fan of Devilthorn Fox. There's actually this pack looks pretty weak to me. Pyrehound's an okay, Curve Filler, Ember-Eye Wolf's alright. But if we're gonna make all these spirit tokens and try to get a large army for Hanaware Militia Captain, Tenacity is a fantastic card. So let's try Tenacity. Alright. Look over some things here. Quilled Wolf could be okay, but we're not in green. He's just a good curve filler, good mana sink. Not a fan of Hulking Devil. Farbog Revenant's actually pretty good. We haven't picked up much blue, but Drownyard Explorers is actually a real good card. And the only other thing I see here is Wildfield Scarecrow, and Defender 1/4 is not really where I'm looking to be. I don't think this deck is going to be super controlling, so let's try the Drownyard Explorers. Alright, well that is a super late Stitched Mangler. This is going to be a 7th pick Stitched Mangler. That card is one of the better blue commons, so I'm pretty impressed to see it this late. I was actually looking at Exposed Evil when I first saw this pack because we're so heavily white, but Stitched Mangler being this late in blue tells me blue is probably pretty open. This card, on the other hand, Spiteful Motives, also tells me red is open. Maybe I should be in blue-red. The 4 picks in white and no red cards kind of makes me hesitant to switch, but we'll see. Maybe when I get my initial pack back, I will have some different opinions. Well, not a single white card. The only blue card in this pack is Jace's Scrutiny. Not a huge fan of Village Messenger. Byway Courier is probably the best card in this pack. I guess I'm not super married to either color, though it looks like I'm pretty set on them. Magnetic Chasm is pretty good in the super aggressive red decks, but we're going to throw Byway Courier over here for now. Ongoing Investigation is really, really good in blue-green. Like, super good in blue-green. But it's not that great in just blue. I mean, it's playable. It investigates a whole lot. It gives you a lot of extra permanence. But I'm going to try Catalog, because we may pick up 1 or 2 blue Madness cards along the way, and other than that, it's just pretty good card selection and stuff to do if you pass the turn with mana up. Alright, that's a pretty late clip wings. Man, maybe I should be in blue-green. Man, it's between that and Epitog Alum. Epitog Alum's a pretty big guy to tie up the ground, and he prevents you from ever milling out. Let's go with Epitog Alum. Alright, well I kinda regret that. Let's grab Intrepid Provisioners and see if maybe green opens up in pack 2. Lamplight Selhoff, depending on how many zombies I end up with, might be better. Actually, let's try Gone Missing here. Move that to the sideboard. We're gonna grab Scab here, move that to the sideboard. Chase Scrutiny. See, I told you I wanted to be in blue. And Mountain over here. Alright, pack 2, see where we end up. Oh man, Thing in the Ice. Well, the problem with Thing in the Ice is that I am not sure that that's where we're going to want to be. Welcome to the Fold is a very good blue controlling card. There's an Uninvited Geist, there's a Rabid Bite, there's a Vessel, we could all see him come back. There's also an Angelic Purge. Ooh. Do I just take the Angelic Purge over either of the rares? Ah, man, this thing, though, is staring at me. I think I have to take the Welcome to the Fold here. It's just too powerful of an effect. I'll get past an Audric, which is just fantastic when you can make spirit tokens. It's great with a lot of things, but spirit tokens just make this guy insane. It gives your whole team flying, even the turn it comes down, even though it can't attack. Whoever's next to me that's not in white just made my day. Well, if I'm looking for flyers, I got a blue one here. That seems like the best card in the pack. I don't see anything that really stands out to me. Essence Flux really does not stand out to me at all. The only thing I'd be looking for here is more discard outlets. Cheap discard for Welcome to the Fold. I would even play, there's a 1/1 tapper that's tap, discard a card. I would probably play him in this deck. I'll keep an eye on this Drownyard Temple for the same reason. I'm considering a Broken Concentration here, but I actually think what I would rather have is just a second Vessel. Like I said, I really want flyers now that I picked up an Audric. So let's grab this second white Vessel. Well, it's not the best removal spell in the set, but Puncturing Light coming around is great. Inquisitor's Ox does a great job of tying up the ground. And if you can get Delirium, which we have Vessels to get into the graveyard, it's great, but I would rather just have some removal here. Alright, well my choices here are Just the Wind or Inquisitor's Ox. I am very solidly in the blue-white deck now. Man, I might even put that Gone Missing in. It can be good in the late game. Just the Wind is the best card to discard to catalog. Basically, if I catalog on 4 and I have a Just the Wind, it's like a free spell, making my catalog more like an instant speed divination. And it looks like my deck's going to be kind of aggressive flyers, so it might be great, but like I said, Inquisitor's Ox locks down the ground, and I have a decent shot at enabling Delirium. I think it's pretty close. I'm going to grab the creature here. Alright, well, I got a great card for blue-black zombies in Drawn All Corpse Trawler, and I got a good white card here in Inspiring Captain, and it's just a question of if I can wheel either one or both of them. I saw a ton of blue wheel and not a ton of white, so I'm going to grab this Inspiring Captain and hope the Corpse Trawler wins. Like I said, it seems unlikely as he's probably the best card left in the pack. We'll grab the 2/2 for 2 that has the ability to gain flying off Delirium, and I don't see too much else. I mean, the Snapper's not the worst pickup in the world. Man, I really considered dropping white for either red or green a while ago, and now I am just, whew, let's be glad we didn't do that. I mean, I got the Odric. I will take a second Moorland Drifter here. The Griffspoon is a, well, the Griffspoon's an uncommon, and I still have another pack. I might actually want to take the Griffspoon in case I don't see another one. It's a great card to get me through in the air. Like I said, I shouldn't have a problem getting flyers with this deck, but you never know. And it comes back, it never really gets you 2 for 1. So it's between Ghostly Wings, which is actually a discard outlet, and Stitched Mangler. Man, I just really like how aggressive this deck can get on either one. I think I have a decent amount of people that are already flying, plus the Griffspoon, so we end up with a Stitched Mangler. I guess sideboard this Chaplain's Blessing if there's a hyper-aggressive red deck that I am willing to do that. Let's throw this guy over here in case I see anything to go with him. Not Forgotten actually can make me a flyer, but it's not something I'd main deck. And that doesn't look like anything I'm playing, neither does that. And we'll see how I do pack 3. I mean, I'm at 19, I could even go up to 20, 21 playables if I wanted a little more top end. The middle of my curve is super heavy, I am happy with this. Looks like Duskwatch Recruiter, a card I super don't want to play against, is my flip card. Cryptolith Rite is not the best card in Limited, so I'm not too upset about not being able to draft my rare. The problem is this pack is just pretty weak for me overall. The best card in the pack for me is probably Silent Observer, and that is about the least aggressive card in a deck that I'm playing trying to get aggressive. I might actually just take the Just the Wind over it for this deck. Drawn Yard Explorers is not bad. I'm already playing 12 creatures. What I really probably want is a little more removals, so the Just the Wind is kind of a good tempo play. So let's go with Just the Wind. Brain in a Jar is not anything I'm considering doing. Oh man, so now I have a choice between another Dauntless Cathar, which is, like I said, one of the premier white commons, or the Stern Constable, just to have a discard outlet for the Just the Wind and for the Welcome to the Fold. And Welcome to the Fold, it's a 0 mana discard outlet, so that is fantastic, and it's an instant speed one. But I really think he might wheel, and there's way less of a chance of this Cathar wheeling. So let's grab the Cathar. I don't know, I haven't seen a whole lot of white wheel, but that pack seemed okay. I really, really think we're in the right colors. We have a decent amount of removal, not great. We got the Puncturing Light. I mean, you can count our creature count at almost 15 with the vessels here. The Puncturing Light will kill something. You know, what I'd really like is just a way to kill something bigger. Alright, so here I'm between another Puncturing Light and the Ghostly Wings. We'll see if I can wheel either one. Graph-Mole's a scary monster, but we're gonna try to wheel the Ghostly Wings or the Drown Yard Explorer here and just snatch up the Puncturing Light. And Angelic Purge is exactly what I was looking for. It just deals with absolutely anything other than a Planeswalker in the format. And I got a couple Clue Makers, I got a bunch of Token Makers, I could sacrifice my Griff Spoon. There's enough things for me to sacrifice that it's just the perfect card for me right there. Don't really think Manic Scribe is where I want to be. We can look at a second for Just the Wind or a first Silent Observer. Let's try a first Silent Observer. I don't know if it'll make the cut, but it'll definitely come in if we're defensive. I told you I was looking at getting this Stern Constable versus the Dauntless Cathar. Let's, before I take, man, third Dauntless Cathar is so good, though. What pick is this pack? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. So let's like pick 5. 7 of these cards will be gone. What are the chances I get Stern Constable? Not great, but we'll try it. I might even... well, at this point, I'm probably not playing the Silent Observer. Stitchwing Scab is not the best Madless outlet. Ooh, there's a Sleep Paralysis. Okay, so Stitchwing Scab's a really hard to deal with creature, but I am fine on creatures. And another removal spell seems like just the thing that I probably want. Now I have 2 solid ways to deal with things. Epitaph Golem, I'm probably not playing you anymore. Another just 2-drop aggressive creature is probably fine here. I'd rather be playing the Just the Winds and the real removal than Expose Evil, so let's go with this Furtive Homunculus. He might not end up making the cut. There are worse things to do than survive the night. So I can't separate landing creatures, or non-creatures and creatures. Aha, I got a Stern Constable back. I am super happy about that. And we're going to play exactly one of them. Silent Observer, you are getting moved to the sideboard, sir. This Inquisitor's Ox is also probably moved to the sideboard. Look at that, I wield both the Drown Yard Explorers and the Ghostly Wings. How many discard outlets do I actually have, and how much can I afford to play? You know, I have a Drown Yard Explorers. It doesn't hurt to have a Ghostly Wings. I don't know if I want the Murderer's Axe, but we'll add it to my sideboard. Man, somebody's going to be happy with a last pick Sanitarium Skeleton. And I got a second Stern Constable, though I don't think I want it. Alright, can I actually afford to play more than one Vessel? That's the question. It's kind of a slow card. Man, look at all those 3s and 4s. I could... Jeez. Alright, so this is the big problem with this, is they never give you near enough room. So group creatures separately. See, I want all of that visible, this much less so. Alright, so the Griff Spoon's probably getting... Actually, it might end up cut. Moorland Drifter... So 14, 15, 16 creatures basically. Survive the night, I don't think I'm playing you. Geez, all of those seem good. So when you have this many playables, it's kind of a good spot to be. The problem is I just don't have anything that goes big, really, which is great with the bounce, so I have to be pretty aggressive here, which means I think I only have room for one vessel, unfortunately. They're just a little slow for my deck. Well, but they do exactly what I want to do. They get me up in the air. Might even move the Drown Yard Explorers to the sideboard. So how many non-flyers do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, this actually, I don't have an insane amount of flyers, so the Griff Spoon's great. But do I need the Ghostly Wings? So what all do I have that allows me to discard a card? I have Stern Constable. We may or may not have the Ghostly Wings. I have the Catalog. But I only really have 2 cards I want to discard actively. So I have just as many enablers. I think this is fine. I kind of want to cut one more card and play 17 land. Because Storm Rider Spirit costs 5 and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and Welcome to the Fold gets better, you know, the more mana you can throw into it. So maybe I do just cut the Ghostly Wings for now, and maybe it replaces Storm Rider Spirit. Maybe I am not playing a deck that is fast enough for Welcome to the Fold, and it looks like I'm just going to want 9 plains and 8 islands, and that's exactly what it gave me. So that looks solid to me, and I guess we're going to see how this deck does. Looks like I have 1, 2, 3 pieces of Destroyer Exile. I have Sleep Paralysis, which is hard removal in blue. Then I have the Just the Wind, the Welcome to the Fold, the Stitched Magglers to get ahead on tempo. Yeah, this deck looks great. So we'll just have to see where it takes us. I have lands, I have instants, I have sorceries, I have creatures, I have enchantments. The only thing I can't put in the graveyard basically is an artifact. So my Moorland Drifter can occasionally get flying. And if I decide to slide the Ox in ever, he's got chances, like if I cut the Spirit for the Ox, because he stalls the ground a lot better. Also, without my ability to get big, it might almost be worth it to play like the Murderer's Axe over the Stern Constable. If you think I should have done that, please tell me in the comments. If I end up siding it in every game 2 ever, then maybe we'll find out that was the case. But right now, I'm liking my chances with this deck. I'm actually not playing too many X1s. To die incredibly to dual shot, because I saw a couple of them in the draft. I mean, sure, it'll take out my spirit tokens like crazy, but such is life. That's what happens with spirit tokens. Maybe if I grab all these islands and plains, move them over. Would he not let me move him over? Just throw him on top of the Storm Rider Spirit. There we go. Now you can see the deck a little better. Grab this Plains. Drop him over there. Tenacity is also another card I could possibly cut. Maybe I cut the Tenacity and put something back in. What would I want? Play the Ghostly Wings instead. I'm down to 14 creatures because I'm only playing one vessel. You know, I'm probably going to cut the Tenacity and play the other vessel. Yeah, let's do that. Let's move you to sideboard. Play a second vessel. I like that idea. Alright. I also like the idea that I have this many low drops. With all these low drops, it is much easier to prevent yourself from losing games to they just play a turn 2 werewolf on the play, or like they play the 1/1 for 1 red, and you just don't have another play and they get to flip it. Those are fresh. Well, he doesn't really kill you because he only turns into a 2/2, but like oh geez, we even opened one and he is being played everywhere. Duskwatch Recruiter. Duskwatch Recruiter, if they play a Recruiter on 2 and you don't have a spell on your turn 2 or turn 3, possibly if you know they're on the draw, then if he flips and then they're basically playing their 4 drops on turn 3, their 5 drops on turn 4, you lost that game when he flipped. It's crazy how easy that happens. I don't know if I resubmitted, so we may just be playing with the Tenacity main deck. That's fine. Like I said, I wasn't 100% sold on either play there. I probably forgot to hit resubmit. But it'll be alright. Looks like we're going to be playing against Cyrus X here. And it is time to figure out if we would like to play or draw.